Imagine London, a city wrapped in fog, streetlights dividing their glow with fear, and streets where the night hides no secrets. Our story begins here, with a man who is himself like silence. Gabriel John Utterson, a calm, reserved, and logical lawyer. A man who has locked his emotions behind a wall of reason. He does not meddle. He does not interfere in others' lives. But if he calls someone a friend, he will follow them to the very last step of darkness. And this is how the name Dr. Henry Jekyll enters the story. A respectable doctor, wealthy, honorable, a man whom London regards as a symbol of morality and science. But behind this dignified face, a restless mind hides, a mind that has wrestled for years with a dangerous question. Is a human truly one being? Or do we all have two faces? The spark of the nightmare is struck in a simple conversation. Utterson, through his relative Mr. Enfield, hears a story that scratches across his mind like a wound. A man short in stature, ugly, repulsive, has trampled a child underfoot, not out of rage, not out of madness, but with the cold composure of a monster. His name? Edward Hyde, but more terrifying than the crime itself is the way he escapes. A check, simple, legal, signed by Dr. Jekyll. From that moment, doubt spreads through Utterson's mind like poison. How can a man like Jekyll be linked by name to such a creature? And then, the second blow, Jekyll's will. Hyde's name is there, clear, merciless, and horrifying. If Jekyll disappears or dies, all his assets will go to Hyde. This is no longer strange. It is terrifying. Utterson smells the threat, the scent of blackmail, the scent of a dark secret. He sets out to find Hyde, and when he does, he understands why people hate him, without knowing exactly why. Hyde is short, hunched, as if his body is not in harmony with his soul. His face, not only ugly, but wrong. His gaze is void of conscience. His presence a threat. Even Utterson, the man of logic, trembles in his presence. Gradually, the truth reveals itself. Hyde is not merely a wicked man. He is the freedom of evil. Everything Jekyll has repressed for years now walks, breathes, and strikes. In a laboratory, the nightmare takes physical form. When the servants see Hyde, they freeze. This grotesque figure, with commanding voice, gives orders. He demands chemicals, conducts experiments, and fears nothing. He is not the master of the house, yet everyone obeys him. And then, everything changes. It is no longer Jekyll calling Hyde. Hyde comes on his own, uninvited, without the potion, more ruthless than ever. The murder of Sir Danvers Carew, a respected member of Parliament, shakes London to its core. A violence unrestrained, without reason, without justification. The city falls into terror. The police are powerless, and Hyde's shadow spreads everywhere. And then, the final line. The chemicals run out. The potion no longer works. Jekyll realizes he has lost the game. He no longer has control. He is no longer himself. In the last moments of awareness, he makes the only choice left. If Hyde remains alive, the world will burn. So he must die, even if that death is his own. In a laboratory, a body is found, the body of Edward Hyde and of Dr. Jekyll. There is no trace. Only the letters remain, confessions that strike the mind, like a hammer upon Utterson. Humans are twofold. Science cannot destroy evil. It can only release it. And once evil is free, It will not return to the cage. And so the story ends, not with the triumph of good, but with a heavy silence. And this bitter truth, the real monster, has always been within us. Deep psychological analysis of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. If we regard Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde as merely a horror story, we betray it. This story is first and foremost an exploration of the human psyche, a dissection of the mind divided between morality, desire, shame, and repression. 1. Jekyll, the civilized human and social self. Dr. Jekyll represents what modern psychology calls the social self or persona. He is exactly what society wants. Respectable, successful, moral, controlled, flawless in others' eyes. But the problem is, this flawlessness is unnatural. Jekyll is a man who has repressed desire, anger, lust, violence, and dark pleasures for years. He is good, not out of true moral conviction, but out of fear of social judgment. And this is crucial. Morality built on fear eventually breaks. 2. Hyde, the shadow of the psyche. Edward Hyde is not just a wicked man. He is what Carl Jung calls the shadow, the parts of the psyche that have been suppressed, but not destroyed. Hyde is conscience-free, shameless, fearless of punishment, and needing no justification. He is exactly what Jekyll never allowed to live. The key point: Hyde is not created. He is released. Evil does not come from outside. It emerges from within. That is why Hyde is smaller, grotesque, inharmonious. He has not grown naturally. He has been kept in darkness for years. 3. Why Hyde becomes stronger than Jekyll. Initially, Jekyll thinks he is in control. He believes he can be good by day and a monster by night. But the human psyche does not allow such a transaction. Each time Jekyll permits Hyde to appear, Hyde grows stronger. Jekyll grows weaker. Why? Because repressed desire, once released, acts in extremes. The psyche takes revenge for years of suffocation. This explains sudden transformations, intensified violence, a loss of control, exactly what we see in psychology with addiction, explosive rage, and personality breakdowns. For the murder of Sir Danvers Carew, complete loss of restraint. Carew's murder is not just a crime. It is the moment the shadow fully takes command. This act, not motivated by need, not by specific anger, but by the sheer pleasure of power. Here, Jekyll is gone. The unrestrained psyche reigns. Society? It only sees the result, not the years of repression behind it. 5. The ultimate tragedy, Jekyll's philosophical mistake. Jekyll's greatest error is not scientific. It is philosophical. He thought good and evil can be separated, but humans are not machines. The psyche is a whole. When you isolate evil, good becomes incomplete, and evil becomes a monster. Jekyll wanted to be a better human, but the result was the unleashing of his worst self. 6. Suicide, the final conscious choice. In the end, Jekyll's decision to commit suicide is not out of fear, nor simple regret. It is a fully conscious choice. He understands. He cannot destroy the shadow. He cannot control it. He cannot coexist with it. So the only remaining option, destroy the whole system. This is the ultimate tragedy of the modern human. When one cannot reconcile with inner darkness, one must either become the monster or perish. 7. The story's lasting message. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde warns us. Repression is not morality. Denial is not healing. Evil does not disappear when imprisoned. The only path to human salvation. Recognize, accept, and consciously manage the darkness within. Neither glorify it nor deny it. Perhaps this is why the story endures. Because each of us is a Jekyll and a Hyde, which, if unseen, will one day reveal itself. Really, don't forget to subscribe.